This is the key to the Citroen EC3, and that's the car right there. We finally have our keys on it. It's a new electric compact hatch coming out to the market, and this is exactly what we're going to be driving today. But before I get out to giving you a drive review, in this video we're going to be talking about just a quick walk around, what you get with the EC3 as a package, and some of its quirks. Because being Citroen, being French, you know that it ticks marks being quirky, being clever, being kind of cool. So up front, you can see that the design has not changed. The C3 came out last year. It has taken the market to the market really well, and you can see that despite being called a hatch, it does have that SUV styling, and I think that that's what a lot of people appreciate about it. And Citroen has not changed any of that when it comes to the EC3 either. So you've got the nice big chevron, logo integrated with the entire chrome across the dash. You've got the DRLs up here. You've got these lights that light up, beautiful headlights, and of course your fog lights in your lower bumper. Going around to the side, the C3, again, in terms of the only change that you can spot is this little badge right here that is just a nice beautiful E, telling you that you are in something electric. And yeah, that's about it. Everything else is again standard C3 design elements that we saw on the hatch last year. And even at the rear, no big change over here. You can see that those stunning lights remain part of the package. It's got that nice whole sculpted look, and it is a very sporty looking machine. I think that's what I appreciated about the C3 when it first came out, was it just looks so young, it looks so fresh, and honestly, from a design perspective, they really didn't have to do very much with the EC3. And again, the only telltale is your little change to the badging over here, the addition of the E. Normal, electric. There you go. And get inside the cabin. You've got a rather spacious cabin. I think that's something that was always appreciated about the C3, was the fact that it just had a tremendous amount of space on board, despite being such a compact vehicle. So I'm just going to unlock it over here and show you that, let you take a peek inside the cabin before I get in. And you can see that the layout is again largely the same. The only telltale difference being the lack of any gear shifter. What you do get now is this little notch. It's like a button. Push it up to reverse. Center is neutral. Pull it down once for drive. And there's a little eco button as well there. So you do get a drive mode on board with the EC3. But apart from that, the spacious cabin carries over. That cool looking dash, which has that layered look. The dumbbell inspired AC vents and a nice large touchscreen interface are all part of the parcel over here. And on the steering, it's a simple steering. You do get a few controls on there for volume controls and answering the phone and things like that. But now, while you are looking at the steering and everything, how do you start the EC3? Well, I've got the key right here, and just to give you a quick demo of how you get it started, unlike most electrics that we have seen that have a nice little button start, this one has a very traditional looking slot over here for your key. Turn it to the on position. You'll hear a beep, and then you press the brake after the beep, and it's on. That little ready light comes on, and that's telling you that you're ready to move. So that's how you fire up the EC3. And like I said, we have another video coming out about driving it and what it's like to be behind the wheel of it. But for now, just a quick look at everything that you get on board and as a package with the EC3. So with the rear of the Citroen C3, you can see that there's a lot of space on board. It's exactly like what you got in the C3. And it has been one of those top talking points about this car ever since it hit the market. Rear seat comfort is right up there with a car that is probably a size or two or a segment or two bigger than this. And again, done up in nice fabric. You do get these little charging ports in the center over there for that added convenience, and that's about it. But again, space has been a great positive for the C3, and it carries over to the EC3. But the one big thing that is worthy of noting is back here. So this is a 315-liter boot. If you remember from the C3, that had the exact same amount of boot space. Now, most electric cars are sort of splitting up their battery packs, and that ends up eating into the boot space. So we've seen it with other manufacturers where they lose out on some level of the boot space. But Citroen has managed to keep their battery pack in the floor between the two axles, and this has maintained the same level of boot space. And the bigger part is that you also get a full-size spare. So you actually get a full-size spare with the EC3, and that again is something that we've not seen in this segment just yet. A lot of car companies are looking at offering no spare, but giving you a tire repair kit, a puncture repair kit, and the like. But here you get a full-size spare, you get the exact amount of boot space as the normal ICE version, and that is a standout feature. What Citroen does give you as well is this little cool bag. No, it's not a laptop bag. This is your charging cable that you can travel with, and it plugs into any 15 amp socket, and it charges up this EC3 in about 10.5 hours. So there's no need for a wall-mounted charger with the EC3, and that's what you just get. You get this little bit of kit, and you can take it out and charge it up at the convenience of finding any 15 amp plug point. But you can see that all of these elements are done by design. I think when you're looking at taking a traditional ICE version and then launching the electric version, there's a lot of back and forth in how you play with space, how you play with where you're placing the batteries, the motors, and all of that. But the C3, the C platform, was actually designed to be both electric and your traditional ICE as well. And that is where the EC3 really shines, because you can see that it has been well thought through as a product. You can see that it's getting to be a vehicle that will suit different markets. The E version is clearly a very urban setting kind of vehicle. And you can see that all the elements that are required for an electric vehicle were there from the design stage onwards. So you've got the nice electric motor up front, and you've got your 29.2 kilowatt hour battery located in a neat pack down here within the chassis. It fits between the two axles, the front and the rear axles. So the C3, when it came out, we always spoke about how comfortable it is, this really long wheelbase and all of that. That was by design to allow for the battery pack to go in here when the EC3 would eventually hit the market. So now we are actually days away from launch. The EC3 will be available in the market by, I think, around the first week of Feb. We don't have prices just yet, and your guess is as good as ours on that front. But all in all, I think from the looks of it, Citroen's pulled off another great product. The C3 has done really well. Of course, Citroen is growing their dealer network to reach out to more and more customers. I believe the target for this year is to hit close to 75 dealerships across the country. They've already crossed the 30 dealership mark. And as they grow and as they bring out these interesting new products, I think Citroen is here to really make a mark. And they do have other launches lined up, one more this year and then another one on the same platform next year. We will be back with those stories too, but right now it is about the EC3 and the fact that it's going to be in the market very soon. And yes, going back to the big question of price. When it comes to pricing, my guess is that this would have to be a 10 lakh rupee car. You know, you cross that 10 lakh rupee mark and then you're playing with Tata Nexon territory. And you really don't want to go there because then you're getting something that's a notch larger, a segment bigger, and then it just changes the competition. Ideally, you want this coming out close to that 8.5, 9 to 9.5 kind of pricing. I don't know if Citroen is going to surprise us with that. If they do, well and good, but that's my guess. Do let me know what your guess is. You can leave it in the comment behind. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about a car like this and where the pricing would stand for you and how you judge this as a product. And yeah, do like, subscribe, and share. And I love hearing back from what all of you have to say. And I do my best to respond to all of you as well. So do write in.